to the Bible Study Girl podcast, guys. This is Sarita, but you probably know me as Bible Study Girl. And the first welcome you received was from none other than the executive producer of this here baby podcast, Bible Study Brother.
Yo, it is I, Bible Study Brother, also known as Icarus Gray over at Gray Area Anime. But this is the most wonderful podcast of your day. Matter of fact, go get you some sun rays. It's getting a little cold outside. Some of you, your favorite season is summer. So why don't you go listen to Honeysuckle Summer on all the streaming platforms out there now. Album coming soon.
You sounded just like a DJ when you said that. Welcome, guys. We're glad you came on back in the room with me and this here ignorant little boy. Hopefully you guys haven't been waiting on us too long. And if you have, we're hoping it was worth the wait. That's my little segue into the title of our blog recap. We are talking about the blog Worth the Wait. So you can head over to BibleStudyGirl.com, click the magnifying glass in the upper right-hand corner, and then type in the words Worth the Wait. So it'll take you directly to the blog. Otherwise, you'll have to wade through hundreds of blog posts that were written. They're all beautiful if you ask me. I'm pumping myself up. So I do want you to stick around and look around, but if you want good reference to what we're talking about on this podcast, you can go straight to the blog that we're talking about. On blog recaps, typically Bible Study Brother starts us off and he lets us know what he thought or what he felt when he read the blog. Then I come in later and let you guys know what I felt at the time that I wrote it and how I feel about it currently, present day. So we try to wrap all that up in a nice shiny little package. I try to let him talk as much as he can without interjecting, but it's hard for me because we're just having conversation. And then I have to remember that he gets a chance to speak his piece. So, brother, now that I'm finished with all my rambling introduction, letting the people know what's going on, tell us, was the blog worth the wait?
It was. This was enjoyable because I know this is going to make a great podcast episode. First off, this shows this is my now I don't truly believe in karma, but calling it karma is a thing. And for me, this is what you get for trying to go without me. But
Haters, man.
Basically, this is about my sister in her trials and tribulations to go see the group Boys to Men. And the first time she went, they didn't show up when they were supposed to come to Little Rock. This would have been like during peak
90s. Yeah.
Boys to Men time. Like, so it's probably some janky promoter or something. I'm pretty sure, knowing my city the way I know my city. But then, she had another attempt, and on the way there, no go.
Right. Like, how often do we have blizzards and stuff in the South where like the roads are impassable when I want to go see Boys to Men in a different Southern state? Go ahead.
And so, in these two attempts, I laughed a little bit at that, but I also, as a whole, thought about our love of music and how worth it is to see the people that we love and enjoy. Like, we are a musical. We're a young musical, and I'm sure there is musicals in like a lot of families, but we are I've on many a day been riding with my sister and we're just singing our hearts out to like the same, like she has a playlist of the songs she likes and it just goes in repeat. And we sing each of those songs as if it's new.
God bless Sweet Baby when I was picking her up from preschool. Like, we graduated because she loved, like, she had a Wheels on the Bus CD that she loved. I was sick of Wheels on the Bus. So like you said, I do have a set playlist of songs I like to play over and over again. My song, I typically like, especially if I was with Sweet Baby, I would listen to gospel because Jesus needed to keep me near the cross. People that got kids know that sometimes you need a little extra cheese. And so, Sweet Baby, and if I listened to something that wasn't gospel, she would be like, are you supposed to be listening to this? It's hilarious.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah.
go ahead.
And her also thinking for the longest time, like when you're a kid and you don't know that soprano is not just a woman's thing, if you hear it, especially if they stay in that key, you're like, this is a woman. And so I remember her listening to Johnny Mac and thinking,
Oh,
uh,
every time I play Jonathan McReynolds, she would say, "Who's that lady?" Like, girl, quit asking me that. You ask me that every time. You know, this is not a lady. Okay, back to your boys to be a story.
so I just thinking about that joy and that those moments. So obviously the first concert I ever went to was a tag along with my sister on her feels like you were like maybe 13. I don't know.
Yes. Did Eddie go with us too? Trakia was there.
Yes. So yes. So it
Okay.
was me, Eddie, you and Trakia at the Brandy concert.
Yes,
Um
I wanna be down. Go ahead.
which was at Robinson Center Music Hall.
No, it was at the State House
At State House
Convention
Convention
Center.
Center. I don't know why I said
Yeah.
Robinson Center, but State House is what I meant to say. And I remember because we were so small, we had to stand up on the chairs to see anything
You
in
and
this
Eddie?
little auditorium. Yeah,
Oh.
because this is elementary school for me. Like, because
Yeah, it is. You're
I'm
right.
like,
Y'all were tiny.
I'm tiny. Like, he's especially tiny. Um, Shout out to my cousin. I love you, bro. But I remember the excitement. I remember like Ray J coming out pre all antics and things of that nature when he was seemed innocent.
Right.
uh Not to talk about I don't know what he got going on, but I just remember being like, oh, it's a guy. Like, yeah, like, I can connect with this. And I was huge on radio. I was like, that's gonna be my dude.
You know, I forgot about that concert till you mentioned it. That's why
Yeah.
I like blog recaps. Go ahead.
So I think about that. I think about we went to see Brian McKnight, me, you, mom,
Oh
and Panam.
yes.
Me and the wife were in a terrible argument. And so, but like getting up there and then hearing all this lovingly good music was just like, what am I doing? Like what are we doing? This much like the last blog recap that we did, just made me think of all these music moments. I think about at nauseum. What's the people who did Cinderella? I can't think of the name of them. Either
I don't
way,
know.
it doesn't matter. So they we learned, and I mean like extremely went hard in learning this song. My sister made me learn everything about it. Music is everything. We sang the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill to nauseum. We sang gospel songs to nauseum. Commissioned like anything that I could like connect with. Commissioned Kirk Franklin. We sang All for One. If you don't know who they are, look them up, and I swear you won't be disappointed.
So ignorant.
But we did all of the things, and music felt like music. So like for the longest time, it took me forever to even realize like the meaning or things behind music, because I was naive. Like, we just singing, like this is singing. This is what we do. This is the Little Rock Southerners. This
Right.
you know. I thought for the longest, I thought I was gonna have an R&B career at one point in my
Did
life.
you see? This is breaking news. Like, you didn't know I wanted to be a rapper, and you thought you were going to be the
I
next R&B
formed
star.
a group. It was
Quit lying.
me, Eddie, Christina, and Shannon.
No, it was not.
It was. We were called the Constellations.
You are lying.
I am not lying. I'm not lying.
This is schools. Where did y'all practice? At Silent Choir?
Yeah, of course. Like, or at some random event at the church where we was all there, but probably silent choir. I was convinced, like, bro, I know we had a song. I just can't remember it now. Like I used to be able to remember it.
Hilarious. I wish you could see my face.
Oh
I'm
man.
All these music conversations have you never said to me that you were in an R&B group.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, go ahead.
And then, even further, me and Philip at Vacation Bible School one year when I was like, I'm bringing my friends with me because if I got to be up at church all day, I'm bringing my friends.
Yeah.
And I brought them with me, and I remember we were in the back of the bus singing Mario, Just a Friend to folks. You couldn't tell us nothing. When I say nothing, you couldn't tell me nothing.
I didn't know a relative of an R&B star.
Oh man, you are. And you've heard songs with me singing on them where I'll just be like, it's some light. But I think about all of these like connecting points and what music means to our soul and how it like, no matter the song, like This Is Why I Love You by Major. For me, it's two things. I never hear it as the wedding song that everybody hears it as. I always hear it as like this gospel song.
Do you?
I told you that. Like, because if you did not know anything about it, if you change the video in the words, it's like, I found love in you.
Right.
And I learned
no
love.
other love will do.
Like,
no other love.
If you just say out all the words, it's a gospel song.
Yeah.
Because I kept telling you at the end, I fell in love with Jesus. Like I hear that every time that song comes on. Like I think it's supposed to come on at the end. Like this is the extended version where we don't end the song. But music has always been, I think, one of those like praise and worship things. It's the one that will always connect to me the most. I'm not a shouter. I have not been swept up and fell out.
You were shouting last night.
I was. But that was more in, like I wasn't swept up. I'm going to be like, I just was thankful.
Okay.
I'm aware and thankful. There's I just haven't been like caught up in. Now I'm in, speaking in tongues and everything else. But
one day, like a fresh Russian wind.
But excuse me, but music has always been that vocal point for me. Whether it's that song, my sister like is where I would get a lot of my new music or my new R&B music from. Because I wasn't getting no rap from my sister.
Man.
But
maybe Tamika, not me.
We just ended up listening to the same stuff. By that point, I was already just listening to whatever I was listening to.
Okay.
So she didn't have to tell me about folks. We was already listening to them. Shout out to her husband, the King of the South.
Not her husband.
Oh, Jeezy. My bad.
Oh, that husband. Okay. Yes. See, that I don't know nothing about rap, but yeah, that was her husband. Because the verses, it was him and somebody else.
Jeezy and Gucci Mane, and we told y'all Jeezy was gone. Anyway, whatever. That's
okay.
I'm
that's beside the point.
I got real secular. My bad, guys.
No, listen. All I was gonna say in regards to that, we were all playing. What were we playing? Tetris.
Oh yeah, we was playing Tetris. Yeah. We was playing Tetris.
We were playing Tetris. This is a random side tangent, but you guys, you can play Tetris with your family members on your phone on the app, and you can actually hear each other and like talk to each other while you're playing, which is how we ended up all having to listen to the entire verses and Tamika hollering while the verses were going on because we're playing Tetris in our respective homes. Go ahead.
It was so good. But another moment, these were spiritual connecting moments because what songs allow me to do is tap into my emotions much deeper than it's not that I was like unaware of my emotions, but I was able to tap and like really lean and dive into different things in different moments. Like figuring out what love is Like it was just through music for me. Like I just in my mind, the way I was gonna fall in love was all of these songs. It was all of these things. It was um like being single as long as I was. Uh
It was not that
NDRE's
long, but go ahead.
girl, it was way longer than what you think it is. Like you got a better track record in terms of people than I do. Like, cause no length of time. You have longer relationships in your
Longevity,
yeah.
but that don't mean it's quality. Go ahead.
I had no quality. Anyway, pardon, look, praise Jesus. I'm not gonna say I had no quality. In the words of Kiki Palmer, blessings to y'all. I do not know this man. But anyway, so what I was saying or what I was getting to was, so she plays NDRE's "Ready for Love," and she was going through it that day. I didn't know she was going through it, but she was going through it. And so she has this song on repeat on a trip she and I took down our grandmother's for just, I don't know why we was going down there.
Probably just a
When I
fellowship.
say like on repeat, y'all, and I didn't get tired of that song not once.
Repeat queen. Do you
And
hear me? If it's
listen,
singing, if it's
listen.
correlated to my mood.
If streaming was back then, Serena would have been a million streams for somebody. for NDRE, she would have been a million streams for Lauryn Hill. Like, man, X Factor and anyway.
You know, Lauryn Hill's album is classic. It stands
Yeah.
the test of time, and it's still to this day. I can listen to it from front to back. Go ahead.
I should also go ahead and say my and I said this earlier. Y'all know I've said this on multiple podcasts. I don't really fool with Mary J. Blige. So much so that I think me and my sister both thought that Lauryn Hill was so talented that she just made her voice sound different. Like she was just singing in another octave. It was not Mary until literally 2-3 years ago.
It wasn't Mary until Tamika brought it up in
That's
her
what I'm
argument
saying.
about how Mary J. Blige was like
I was
her
like,
girl.
we was
And I'm
like, what
I'm
are you
not really
talking
into
about?
it. And she was like, yes, you are, because this song. And I was like,
That wasn't her. We was arguing, and then like we looked at it and it was like, oh,
yeah,
man, I
you
guess I
made your
can't say
point.
nothing. You made your point.
You made your point, cousin.
But like those moments and how we speak to each other, like I know that for me, when I found rap, that was finding God for myself in a lot of ways. And when I started to do it, so when I started to create the words, when I started to write poetry, there was a connection there, but I was kind of just writing my emotions in the same way that anybody who starts writing poetry probably does. When I found rap, though, especially after when I started to really do it by myself, and I said this on one of my artists, it's on one of these podcasts we've done together, where I was just talking about my journey, my musical journey in general. But and having a conversation with my sister about like, why do you cuss in your music and blah 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 and all this other stuff, and wife was on me at the time about like, well, what would your little brother think and blah blah blah, and I was just like I ain't trying to be no gospel rapper. I don't know if y'all think that that's what I'm trying to do and blah blah blah, and I keep saying blah blah blah, but I'm just skipping all this stuff. But anyway, what came out of that was this relationship of when I write. And there were so many times that I've written a song or a verse, and the only way that I can tell you of how I constructed it is God. Because I'm like, for this to fall and this to fall, for this syllable to be this, and this metaphor to come back here, and this to do this, and the intensity by which I was able to explain a point or whatever, especially when it was a song that was like about something. I just felt so connected because it's creation, it's creativity, it's connecting to the source in that moment and just being able to create. And the word form, the way in which words come out of our mouth and how we perform them and create things it's everything for me. like, I would listen to gospel songs, and there were gospel songs that touched my heart. Like I said, Commissioned or Yolanda Adams or Alabaster Box or um, even for me, the Prince of Egypt soundtrack, Brian McKnight singing Father, that was one of my, like, but like the raw emotion of calling out. And I think that music does that better than anything because it illustrates um by onomatopoeia almost is a song can't breathe. It is not living. But the people who do the songs make them feel that way. My favorite line from Joe Budden was, they say people say I'm emo. What they really mean though is though the song can't breathe, I actually make it seem so. Just to give all credit because I was trying to
Bars.
mix it up, but and that just stands the test of time to me. Whether it's any gospel song, especially like Jonathan McReynolds, "God is Good" got me through the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Because in realizing the truth of these words, that this person needed that at that moment too, and that it's a standard. It's not even their situation. Like they don't even know what situation that they're speaking to. They're speaking from their situation, and they might be speaking to somebody's situation, but they don't know all the situation.
Right.
And music, because if we don't praise him, the rocks will, and the trees and everything that is inanimate will. If we do not, there's so much power in music. And so like seeing you, it's always worth the wait. Like good music is always worth the wait.
So let me tell you this. That is why I like this because I get to hear your perspective and what you got out of it. Being 100% honest, this was a desperation blog. And like, Lord, what do you want me to talk about? Because I've run out of steam. At this point, I have been blogging every day for over a month. And I'm like, Lord, I don't know what you want me to say, but I need to say something. Like, I need to publish this blog in the morning. So, what is it? So, this is like a desperation blog. And I was at the point where I'm like, what to write. And he gave me this and it was worth the wait. And it was definitely a wait that had me nervous and shaking in my boots. So, although the blog is about a musical experience, honey, I didn't take away from the blog. That wasn't my thought. It really was literally like, Lord, you making me wait on this. You making me wait on this subject and what you want me to write about. But it finally came, and good God, it was worth the wait when you dropped it. Thank you, Lord. And it made me think about other, just bringing it present, current day. I'm trying to think of any other situations in my life that have been worth the wait.
I
Things that
think
I,
coming up here.
hmm,
I think coming up here in the time of like us not being able to see each other, and then the experience we got of y'all coming up here. I think going to the
that was
island.
right. That was a time of waiting that was worth the wait. I was gonna ask you what yours, so I'm gonna say that's something that
Oh,
you
that
felt
was
like
not
was.
mine. That's not
How
mine.
you gonna say it's mine?
Y'all were worth the wait for sure
For
because I needed that. But if you're talking about like worth the wait, it's always gonna be Kane at this point.
right. Snap,
Cause
snap,
like
snaps.
just because like you yeah
Y'all did have
I
a long period of
I wish
separation.
y'all could understand how low I felt for the, let's see, 2015. However many years it is to get back to 2007. I don't.
8.
Yeah. So 8 years. I was right. I should just said the number out loud.
8 is the number of new beginnings.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
So eight
So it
years
was worth the wait.
of just being kind of in. That was my 40 years in the wilderness. Cause
That was your Jacob working for Rachel.
yeah, cause I wasn't. I was never. able to kind of like there's a confidence that comes, like my musical persona is way different from me in the sense that when I'm doing music, I know that this is my platform. I know that this is the thing that I can do. I know that I'm not competing with nobody. God gave me this. Can't nobody take it from me. I'm going to be me. But like in the other parts of life, I think that weight was something to where it's like to kind of see how he unfolded things and in seeing hindsight what he was leading me to and things he was teaching me and lessons I needed to learn. It just made all of that worth the wait. So yeah, that's my number one. Like missing y'all was hard, but I ain't never had to miss y'all longer than a year.
Well, you working on it. Well,
So,
we'll see. Like, hopefully,
yeah.
it won't be a super long wait
Yeah.
before I see you again. But I don't know. I do get to see you on video, so that helps make it not like it's not like I feel like I don't see you because I see you all the time.
True. Okay, quick question on this worth the wait thing as we're like on our little tangents or whatever. So what is it like for you now having to go through kind of like what I had to go through when you went to Houston?
It's not that bad for me because, like I said, I see you all the time. He's brokenhearted. He said, I just shot him in the heart. I see you all the time. We talk all the time. It really makes me sad. You know when I really get sad?
When? Or when, I mean. Oh, never mind. Hold on, wait. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can guess, because I feel like you almost stumbled into it as I realized it. The Sundays where you need to get your car filled up and you got to do it yourself. Is that what you was finna say?
Yes.
Something is, and this is the thing we've also realized, which sometimes y'all don't get to realize, but it's a sibling thing. We might as well be twins sometimes because she does not have to say anything, and I will know exactly what she's talking about. It's happened recently so frequently that I'll be like, I mean, it's really weird that I know exactly what you were going to say, even though you said, I'm not going to say this. I'm not even going to tell you what is it this? Well, actually, yes. And then she just keeps going like, but.
Let me tell you. No.
This was also worth the wait. Our relationship.
Listen, let me tell you when else I miss you. You listening?
Go ahead.
Me and Mama came to Mama was dropping me off the other night. I forget where we had been. But we pulled up and I was like, oh, that outside light needs to be changed. I miss my brother.
I'm surprised you didn't say, like when we go and eat somewhere, you be like, bring my groceries in for me real quick. Because sometimes when we go places.
Let me tell you, because listen, I miss you a whole lot of times. Listen, I miss you a whole lot of times. It's time for my air filters to be changed. Where are you? Gonna be worth the wait, brother. When I see you,
girl, if you done sat nasty air though good and well, your life can't handle that for another 3 months, child.
Well, no, I changed it for the first time since you've been gone, which is real sad because it took me a long time to go ahead and change it. Because Mama was like, "I'll do it." I was like, "No, I'll be big girl. I do." So. You were asking me something else that was worth the wait. I would tell you like my job now was worth the wait. It's not something that it's something that I aspired to. And like, ooh, people say you can do this. Is this really possible? But it was worth the wait for me and it came at the perfect time.
Oh no, what I was saying, the other thing that I was saying was worth the wait is our relationship now.
Our relationship now was worth the wait. It wasn't something I was. I've said this many times, but I did not see our relationship getting to this point. The Lord really exceeded any expectation that I had. And I'm looking forward to us being able to talk and go through the blogs about our disagreement. And like, I think that's going to be a bomb podcast. And guys, it's worth the wait. You can wait. It's worth the wait, guys. It's worth the wait. So I'm wondering, what things people have encountered in their personal lives that they feel
Oh,
were worth the wait.
leave these things. I forget this. Leave these things down in the comment. Let us know, because I always forget. Like, this is to invite you to talk to us about your journey. We're telling you that these journeys are different, but what was worth the wait for you? Like, did Ruth Chris was worth the wait? There's
It
a
was,
million food
oh, it
places
was
that was worth the
so
wait.
good. I think our first family cruise together was worth the wait.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I don't know if they ever gonna hit like that again.
Talking
That
about that first time, I mean, definitely it was not my first cruise, but for like us as a family, like
man,
it was
yeah.
great.
Listen,
So
fam.
many memories are like, I'm telling you.
Listen. We've talked about Dunn's River Falls with y'all, but
Yeah.
let me tell y'all something right now. My favorite place in Mexico will forever be Cozumel.
Cozumel.
That water, man, baby. Listen, we cooked. That was worth the wait. That last excursion was
The
worth the wait of
water,
that week. Like
the food.
oh my god, like just yeah, that was worth the wait.
It was
Vacation
worth
is
the wait.
always worth the wait. So next family vacation will be 100% worth the wait.
That's next summer. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be our first big family trip in a while,
Yeah,
thanks to
we're doing
COVID.
it big. I'm excited to get back on this. Man, I could tell y'all this stuff is worth the wait for forever. Lambert's was worth the wait.
It was worth the
Well,
wait.
hold on. The original was worth the wait.
The
All the
original
rest of
Lamberts.
them, y'all want to be. Even your original location, y'all are not y'all Gulf Shores location.
Well, me and Mama went not too long ago. I don't know why you didn't go. You weren't
I
with
wasn't
us.
here.
You weren't here. I don't know why we were that way. Was it for a
Uh,
funeral? It was for
I
a
think
funeral.
I think
That's
so. Yeah,
why.
yeah.
Womp womp. Yeah, you
You her
missed it.
funeral buddy. I will
Yeah.
talk. We'll have a whole podcast about that. That's your
We
job, fam.
definitely will. Because one of my cousins was like, "What Saturday? Where your mama at? It's Saturday. You know she had a funeral because somebody done passed and she finna go support the family."
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my signal to wrap this thing up because
Yeah.
homegirl is calling me and she stays busy and I don't want her to know what I'm up to.
But anyway, well, technically we're recording my podcast. Um. Anyway, when you hear this, just laugh, mama. Just laugh.
Just chuckle,
Anyway.
hearty, heart. And the reason is I don't want her to know, in case you guys don't know, it's because we are always trying to call her and trick her. And it's easier to do if she doesn't know which days we record. So there it is.
But yeah, guys, just remember that there are blog posts from Sunday to Friday. That schedule may be changing tentatively, but we're gonna let God lead us, and I'll lead you on that information as it
And also
comes.
let me say this. If you have not read any of the Bible Study Girl blog at all, listen, you have enough blogs to take you from Sunday to Friday from now. You have over a year of
But we
content. Go ahead.
understand the need for things in the now.
Fresh.
So
Yeah.
don't let her distract y'all. She trying to distract y'all. There is content, and I do want y'all to go read those older blog posts to read along with us. Recall the things that are growing us and showing us that God is who He says He is always.
And Jesus is waiting for you. You're worth the wait for him. He wants you to come on in. So don't ever forget that. You are definitely worth the wait. You're priceless.
You are priceless. So if you'd like to get in contact with us, why don't you hit us up on Twitter at Bible Study Girl, the number 2. You can hit us up on Instagram at _ Bible Study Girl. You can hit us up on Facebook on our Bible Study Girl Facebook page. Make sure you like. You can hit us up with a message there. If you have any prayer requests for us, we will definitely make sure that we keep each and every one of you in our prayers. But if you're a little bit old school, you can also use the email at BibleStudyGirl2019 at gmail.com. And remember,
let me say this. You keep saying that if you old school, but old school will be like, mail it to this address. Go ahead.
No, listen, most people just message or DM or hit the Instagram. Like, there are so many
An
people who would
email
use
is older.
Messenger. Like, there are when I say
available.
old people, they still have Hotmail.
Okay.
And there are people that have AOL email accounts. It is no longer an internet service provider. It's
Yeah,
just
because
for
grandma,
email.
I heard I'm gonna let you finish your spiel, but I heard grandma on the phone the other day and she was saying to somebody, yeah, I be I don't know if she said texting or whatever. She was talking about Messenger. I was like, Lord Jesus.
Oh, y'all listen. It ain't it ain't AOL that preach. It ain't Gmail that preach, but we preach.
And until we meet again, guys, keep preaching.